leather and biker boots. Kind of going with the leather.
Here's the weird thing you don't generally get. Like, for every time somebody thinks, I was trying to think of really, like, a attractive woman in country music, like Casey Musgraves or somebody I've seen with a country motif, like, even though she wasn't my exactly country music singer, Julianne Hough. I said both of them are attractive. Both of them are batshit, by the way.
Well, so
One of them doesn't even know what they are, and they fuck men and women both. But
how is that a problem? I don't see that as a problem. I see that as a public service of being equality.
You have to catch them before they hit peak crazy. Now, you don't want to be that person who gets them after peak crazy.
Okay, this I get. This I understand.
It's like the second time Rihanna will get a divorce. You don't want to get her like.
You never did say which side of the category you were on.
You mean like
Daisy Dukes cowboy boots or leather pants and biker boots?
Cowboy boots and Daisy Dukes.
Okay.
And it's a borderline fetish thing.
It really is. It really, especially if
short skirts and cowboy boots. Even some of the chunkier looking chicks I've ever seen that weren't complete, fucked up looking.
Yeah,
they could pull it off at least. Benefit of a doubt type thing.
True.
Oh Lord, I was gonna say that, but when it comes to country, like the country woman, we think of like when I talk about stereotypes, that's like in the top 10%. You seldom, if ever, can get past like trailer park mama in sweatpants.
Yeah,
like some of your like places I've delivered, in the trailer park are terrible.
Yeah, I know. I know what you're talking about.
You got 3 kids with 3 different last names, and you yelled once, "Hey Curtis, quit banging on that sheet metal." It's just like, yeah. For every time, I was like, "There's not a whole lot of like Julianne Houghs to go around." I was like, for even though it was a stretch, even though I never considered Shania Twain country because she's a Indian from Canada.
Well,
but
at the same time, that was one of those things where it was like, whoa, it is a musical thing, and it just hit, and there it was.
Give her credit. Hey,
exactly.
We'll punt.
Exactly.
Turn over on down.
I mean, she's still cute as shit.
For an older chick?
Yes.
Because we got older.
Yeah.
But I'm that much richer than I was. I'm here at my palatial recording studio after...
Palatial?
Palatial, yeah. I hit it big, man. Look. Dude, I got a bathtub full of $100 bills. I just rented this. This isn't even anybody's apartment. This is a fully lined up studio. And I rent it. I don't even need to buy it because it's a waste. Because all I had to do is get the money out of the $100 bills out of my bathtub, and I just bring them here and hand them. Say, look, I'm taking this place over. He goes, sure thing. All he does is just write it off as a loss because he just throws cash money away. Probably buys drugs with it. I don't care. I'm rich.
Okay.
But I kick all sorts of Hollywood people out of my house all the time. Miley Cyrus, I paid her $100 to lick up dog shit. Just laugh about it. Yeah.
If it works for you.
Hey, when you got money,
I mean,
you can do all sorts of Jeffrey Epstein shit when you're filthy fucking rich.
True. I do want to be so rich that they describe it in acronyms.
I was like, yeah, they're like, lay off the Epstein shit. It's too early for that. You can't say that. You can't joke about Epstein.
Who said?
They. There's like a group of people like in the other, across town. Hey, no! They're like, there's a guy with the newspapers. No.
Fuck that.
So standards, Podcast Standards Association.
We're fucked.
We have been officially demonetized as we speak. All 14 subscribers agree that this is the world's greatest podcast. And you know what? The funny thing is that was such a smooth roll into the podcast. You are tuning in to the Free Matt podcast. I, Matt Free Matt, the Gary Johnson of the group, teaming up with General Patrick Flynn, who is the Bill Weld.
You dickhole. I was waiting on it. I was hoping you wouldn't go there.
Just kidding, guys. Well, Gary Johnson ain't much better. Shit.
Well, I will say this.
Don't say because he was the front runner.
No, God, no.
He's the front guy in a horse costume.
The whole Gary Johnson, Bill Weld thing, I feel was a missed opportunity by the Libertarian Party. They should have got somebody like Austin Peterson, because I believe Austin Peterson could have out-trolled the Cheeto troll himself. But I also feel that Bill Weld was underutilized. Like, I think not so much in terms of on camera and stuff he said, because let's face it, that when he said that I'm here to support, or I'm here tonight to show my support to Hillary Clinton, that was a death sentence. That killed it all. So screw him there. But on the background of, what do you want to call it, behind the cameras, the actual political movement, I don't know if influence or just experience, I think that could be a tool that could be used in the right way with the right people.
And here's the weird thing. It was almost a joke to a lot of libertarians that that shit happened, and it's still, we still feel like it. The people who volunteer to run the libertarian organization, they don't go behind the scenes and try to like stab anybody, like you metaphorically speaking. But I mean, if they really stab somebody, I hope they get their time and effort. But,
Singer sewing machine.
but it's a black eye on the most people lean libertarian. It's really not that great. So
Well, I mean, I'll tell you the truth. To me, the black guy on the Libertarian Party is the party's 40 years old and hasn't even came close to winning the election yet. That's the black guy on the party.
or to get enough of a polling where they could get their the refund of their the campaign funds refund, the tax refund.
Yeah.
And yeah, that's something that we're like, even the little goals was like, no. And you know what? A portion of the people running are notoriously, some of the people just were there. I think it's almost like shits and giggles time, these people.
Yeah, yeah.
If you're, and I don't even mean like people really mean well. I meant like, hey, I think it'd be funny if I ran as a libertarian. It's because I'm a shitbird.
Just let it go.
Let it go. Let it go.
Let it go of my cock.
My crotch. Okay, it's like, what do you call it? Autistic people just start screaming. Oh, Tourette's.
Yeah, like that in that new Edward Norton movie. It should be good. I can't think of the name of it.
Anyway, folks, usually we're usually a libertarian roundtable discussion. Lately we're a mess, but
a hot mess, mind you.
Yeah,
but we're a mess.
If it isn't talking about two watermelons and bouncing and oddball crap like that, but
true.
We usually go into discussing two articles here, and I'm really just fucking this one up.
You're just having a day. You're having a day. We've got articles we're going into, but we really got one article, and the other one is just more or less of an announcement.
All right, folks. We're going to do the best we can, and then we're going to back up and punt or go. We're going to use syringes as darts, and we're just going to go use a human dartboard somewhere, because that's about one of the most fucked up things I could ever think of.
Maybe.
Besides threatening to go pull an Epstein.
Just use the original darts when you do it, though.
Why not? Why not? Anyway, when I'm done with this, I'll go home and let Miley Cyrus out of the basement. I got her chained up, eating dog shit. So.
Okay, give her some mouthwash and send her over here.
She legally can be locked up in my basement because she's not, she's not jail bait. She's just a moron.
No, that I can't.
She's on the market. She's one of those people who'll screw anybody. I don't even think she's been married once. Oh no, she's been married once, but it didn't last that long. So it's not like she doesn't have a damn.
I feel
clue.
like Lloyd. So you're telling me there's a chance?
Well, technically, I mean, she hadn't been married that long, and I was like, that's kind of like what I call like a do-over. And well, even her now ex-husband's like, this is stupid. She acts like shit, and my family said so. Now, you start to look at somebody like that, and I was like, well, I'm warning you, within a couple, like 5 years, she's going to hit that peak crazy. And I'm just worried you're not going to be able to sneak in there under that. I'm talking about like when she starts, drinking her own, well, I was going to say drinking her own piss, but it'll be crazier than that. There's crazier shit than that.
You think?
Drinking your own piss, whatever. That's not that bad, believe me.
I mean, if you're life or death situation, sure, but
Or you have a really good set of kidneys. But anyway, snorting powdered sugar when you think it's cocaine.
Do tell.
Well, there's people that are dumb enough to buy powdered sugar when somebody told them it was cocaine.
Powdered sugar. You know what I think about when you mention powdered sugar?
Donuts?
No. Funnel cake.
Funnel cake.
Oh, funnel cake.
Never had one when I was high, but I guarantee I probably would have loved it.
You never had a funnel cake?
No, I've had one. I just never had one high.
Oh, okay. Well, I've never had one high, but
I had one sober.
yeah, it's a fucking funnel cake.
Never ended.
Fairs and flea market.
It ended too quickly. It was that great. It never ended. I mean, I was hoping it would never end. It did, and I was like, God, you could eat another one.
Exactly.
It was and believe me, if you're high, dude, you could eat everything stoned.
Funnel cakes and Daisy Dukes. That's the.
Oh, fuck me, funnel cakes and Daisy Dukes.
That's the tag for this evening's episode.
I'm gonna have to really think about that one. Oh Lord. Here, first article was regarding Johnson & Johnson about the opioid.
Not that Johnson.
Not Big Johnson, the T-shirt maker, but
I miss those shirts.
Yeah. God, back in the 90s, during the swinging dick days.
Yeah.
God, God bless America. Back when I had less horseshoe and more hair. Johnson & Johnson ordered to pay $572 million, that's within $1 million, for American dollars, for fueling opioid crisis. And this was the libertarianrepublic.com. It was August 26th, and Mary Margaret Olahan, which I guess would be fun, because I like saying that. I mentioned an Oklahoma judge ruled Monday that Johnson & Johnson, the same people who make baby powder that gives women cancer, that's one of the next big lawsuits, must pay $572 million to the state of Oklahoma for the company's part in fueling the opioid crisis. District Judge Thad Balkman, which sounds fun, called the opioid crisis, and this is quotations, imminent danger and menace, ruling against Johnson & Johnson in the first trial in the U.S. against the company. This is according to CNBC. The trial began May 28th, and Johnson & Johnson was the only remaining defendant. I guess I could just eliminate everybody else.
Yeah, it's Thunderdome.
It's like slaughter them all. Like the DA had like a sword. It's like, ah!
Chainsaw.
Shop smart. Shop as smart. The state met its burden. Met its burden, I think.
Met its burden.
But it says mint. The state met its burden that the defendants. Fuck me.
Did they?
Well, it'd be nice. There's a misprint. It says that the defendants, Janssen and Johnson & Johnson's misleading marketing and promotion of opioids created a nuisance as defined by, and this is in parentheses, the law, including a finding that those actions compromised the health and safety of thousands of Oklahomans. Oklahomans.
Boomer.
Come
Sooner.
on. You're welcome.
Come on, JR. I had to do it.
Balkman said, according to the CNBC, you're welcome. Thank you. Special place in my heart for that. Oklahoma Attorney General Mike Hunter said in May that Johnson & Johnson's marketing campaigns downplayed the negative effects of opioids and overly highlighted their positive effects. Teva, and that's a drug manufacturer, by the way, announced Sunday that they settled with the state of Oklahoma for $85 million, an amount, and that was 85 with an M million, an amount that will be used for litigation costs and to abate the opioid crisis in Oklahoma, according to the press release. There's a little nitpicky things here. One of the irony, a lot of people don't know what this lawsuit was actually about. It wasn't even people. It was the government as an entity suing these people.
Mm-hmm.
It was not people themselves.
Right.
The actual victims had nothing to do with this lawsuit.
Right.
It was the government because the government had to deal with a bunch of Oscar freaks. Is basically it.
And I thought it was weird and almost kind of hypocritical, really, because I just felt like, okay, well, that's one state and there's an opioid crisis, but it's everywhere. It's like, who does that? Who goes after the government because the government helped with this shit?
They let the shit in to begin with.
Yes.
The federal government basically just said, sure, let it in. I remind folks, Oxycontins, and not just opioids, but I'll just say Oxycontins, have been around since I want to say late 80s,
Mm-hmm.
and it just became a problem now. It wasn't a problem 30 years ago. It just became a problem now. I was like, these people had a good time when all these people made money, and they're like, all of a sudden we have people that are high on pills all the time.
Yep.
And the only reason these states are saying anything is because the state government has a problem dealing with these people. It's funny, the people themselves are not suing these companies.
Yeah, it's like the government doesn't want to deal with its own problem
Yes, that's a good way to put it.
that it created. I would argue they helped create it.
I'll say blatantly they look past for 30 years.
Yeah.
And now I'll even say it's that damn hard to get pain pills. Like, yeah, back in the old days, man, you have enough extra pain pills, you threw them in the freezer. Yeah, nobody has, I hate to say this, nobody has spare pills anymore. Like, it's against federal regulation to use drugs that are prescribed to somebody else.
Mm-hmm.
Like, if you had one, like, hey man, here's one. No, it's illegal.
Right.
And yeah, it's a no-no. It's a federal beef. I said, yeah, it used to be like nobody cared. Like, you want me to save $20, man? I got some in the freezer. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, here, take a handful. Go fuck yourself. And like, there you go. Hey, you're my buddy. Go get high. But the thing is, it used to not be that big of a deal. It didn't become that big of a deal and started costing state governments money. And it's funny because you see people that are like dying of overdoses. They were like Oscar freaks. You know the weird thing is, these lawsuits, people aren't suing these people. They're not suing the pharmaceutical companies. How about that? People are not suing pharmaceutical companies. I'm really screwing this one up.
Screw it. Go with it. Go with it. Go with it.
You're mocking me. You're like,
Relax.
this ought to be the Free Pat podcast.
It'll be okay. Just relax.
You just like the alliteration.
Let it go. Let it go.
Come on, man. Just mellow. Fuck, we can't take you anywhere. It's like, you never have a good time. You get into fights. You just get wound up about nothing.
Just to make it clear, folks, from day one, we have said we will fuck this up until we get it right. And tonight, we fuck it.
I mean, General Patrick Flynn told me the other day, he said, we went to a club and there was really not a whole lot of people around. And there was these two lesbians dancing in a cage together. And you walk up to me and all of a sudden you say, man, them chicks look like they're up to something. Like, yeah, they're two lesbians in a cage, man. Who gives a shit? Like, they're the only people in here. It's just, one of them's eyeballing me. Like, probably not. They're probably just dancing with each other. And then all of a sudden you get in a fight.
That's probably
It's just
true.
like the two, it's like, you're like the drama person. I knew a guy like that. And he was guaranteed to start a fight. You don't fucking know how I feel. I'm like, fuck you. Just drink and have a good time. I'd get mad. I wanted to fight him. Just shut him up. I love that dude like a brother, but man, he get mad. Like, he'd drink 2 beers. I was like, man, everybody else is chill. I went and started cooking hamburgers and stuff. We had a good, decent time. Some lower end chicks, but it was okay. But
Lower end's better than no end.
he would show up, and I'm like, dear God, it's on like Donkey Kong. I swear to God, somebody's gonna call the cops. Motherfucker ends up getting mad, cussing and screaming, and somebody told me, the guy who owned the place told me, he goes, you better take off, dude. Somebody's gonna call the cops. Sure as hell I heard cops coming. I ended up running the other way. I was running barefoot. But that dude, he was notorious for starting some fucking fights. Like, couldn't calm down for shit. He's around people that care about him, and like, you don't know how to fucking feel. I'm like, dude, just fucking mellow out. And I was like, because I knew he was going to break something, and the cops were going to hit him with a stun gun. Somebody got him calmed down enough he didn't get hurt. So, thank God.
Yay! Continue on with the arc.
Completely unrelated to, pulling a stun gun or a taser on somebody. Illinois candidate runs for Congress as
This one is, ladies and gentlemen, get ready for the congressional catfight. In one corner from New York, we have Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez, and in this corner here, we have name drop.
Catalina, the Lickalaupus Lauf. I don't even know what that is.
Lickalaupus. That was the David Spade. What he said. If Steven Tyler was a dinosaur, he'd be a Lickalaupus. Oh
God.
Actually, yeah, that I feel like they're just setting up a cat fight between the Democrats and the Republicans now. They have announced they've got a Republican, and she's Latin too. They're 2 Latinas. Come on, man. Come on.
With General Patrick Flynn, you will not fail with 2 Latinas.
You damn right.
Because in any other like neighborhood, you would have 2 Latina chicks that would like face off. If they don't get along, everybody enjoys the aftermath.
Yes.
Like nobody there will call the cops. Like somebody inside, like an old lady, called the cops. This doesn't look right. And you're over there like, even people you don't like. Like I could, hate your guts, and the other guy across the street, he gets 2 chicks fighting. They're sitting there freaking swapping a bottle of wine or something, watching this shit. Like, hey, you want some rum? Yeah,
Exactly.
like 2 guys that hate each other watch a cat fight. You ain't got nothing.
Or, cat fight.
You don't think that J-Lo didn't like duke it out with some chick, back in the day on the block?
I'd watch it.
I was like, hell, I mean, that was like before, that was before, oh Lord. That was before she was one of the Fly Girls and before Money Train.
Are you sure that was before Fly Girls? Because I remember her from being a Fly Girl before any movie she ever did.
Oh, no. That wasn't sequential. That was not sequential. That was just my bad memory.
Okay.
Because I'm talking before she was a Fly Girl. How about that?
Because I was about to say, wait a minute. Because I still to this day have a thing for Jennifer Lopez. And I was like, no, that does not sound right.
I actually liked her character in Money Train.
I did too.
I actually dug the first time I ever saw Money Train. I thought it was going to be some puff, like a puff part, and that she was going to blow it, not in a good way.
That took me a second.
And the thing is that, she sold it. She did pretty good. She sold it. I was like, that's all she needed to do. She should never turn her nose up the fact that she had that part in Money Train. I think it was pretty good. So
I'm not hating it. I enjoyed the movie. So Woody Harrelson and Wesley Snipes.
Yep.
Yeah.
Darkness. The other darkness after Charlie Murphy.
True.
That wasn't my words. That was Dave Chappelle Show. How'd you kids? Anyway, God, that was a. If you have a chance, folks, go watch Money Train. I really love that.
It's a good movie.
It was like if you had to be unethical for an ethical reason. The Money Train.
True.
Knocking off the Money Train.
Yeah. I mean, that's what I'm saying. True. So
I love that part. I don't want to tell you the end of it because J-Lo had an important part of it. So that's another reason why I liked her part.
just go watch.
Go watch a damn movie.
It's a '90s nugget. Go watch it. You'll like it.
A challenger has appeared in the Illinois 14th District, aiming to unseat Democrat Lauren Underwood. It's Catalina Lauf. She announced her candidacy as a Republican for the congressional seat and has set her sights much higher than just her Democrat opponent. She is taking on the far left. And yes, this is straight from the article. This is...
Oh no, I'm sitting back watching this.
She calls herself the anti-AOC.
He. Like I said, they are setting up a cat fight.
From the liberal rag known as the New York Post.
But I think it's kind of funny because this has me wondering if they've got a female opposite of Ocasio-Cortez, are they going to come up with a blue opposite for Trump?
No, if you've seen the people running the top three, it's a joke. Because, like, Kamala Harris and Joe Biden and
The only one,
Uncle Bernie.
the only one from the blue that I would even consider is Gabbard, Tulsi Gabbard. She's the only one.
I don't even know if she's making the debates this next round.
I hope she does because, like I said, I don't like being a one-issue voter. I like looking at the whole picture and picking from there. But based on her foreign policy, I would vote for her based on that alone.
She's outside of Jim Webb. She's one of the closest things to a moderates as people have.
Yeah,
And that's what's sad.
for real. I mean, and it's not like the Republicans are throwing anything better. I mean, yeah, you got Trump, of course, but I haven't heard of anybody worth looking at yet. Have you?
Well, I could crack a joke and say Tulsi Gabbard's worth looking at, but it's...
Yeah.
Come on.
Because she is. I mean, let's face it, she's from Hawaii.
I'll make you feel pretty.
She's a little cute. Let's put it that way. She's a little cute.
She is a Hindu surfer. Did you know that?
I knew she was
Like,
a surfer.
literally, I heard she was Hindu, which is kind of wild. I mean, look, it's really wild. Like, she's from Hawaii, and she serves, and she was in the military. She was a surgeon or something.
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of wild. I was like, this is. It's more hilarious. You add things up, but yeah, I have a sweet spot for old Tulsi, and because I already had a video, and I'll probably put it down in the notes
down there.
You're like,
You'll put it down there.
Do it live. We'll put it in the notes, but yes, one of the few people outside of Jim Webb would be Tulsi Gabbard. Everybody else seems batshit, who has no concept of economics.
Even on the red side, they're batshit. I mean, it's not like one side's better than the other. Let's be straight. It's all shit. It's just a matter of who's less stanky, and I ain't found the less stank yet.
And to be honest with you, like Republicans they're secretly trying to figure out what they can promise you. And they have no idea how they're going to pay for it, and they want to lie to you saying that they're going to raise your taxes because they think everybody and their uncle wants a program. That's it. Why, I don't speak for General Patrick Flynn. I speak for myself, but I honestly don't like the programs we have now, and I don't want new ones.
Yep.
I actually want to one of my things about Social Security and things like that, I want to only receiving, say 40, 50 cents on the dollar. I want to sign off on my right to Social Security, and I want the money I put in, 50 cents on a dollar. I want to withdraw it, and I want to invest it on my own. I do not want the government involved with retirement.
Right. I'll agree to that, and I'll also add that I would like to have the choice to where if you had a family member that was at retirement age, getting their Social Security, that you had the option to allow your Social Security, what you've already paid in, to roll over into their account. And kind of like, okay, I don't want Social Security anymore. Take what's there, give it to this person, and I'll take no more of it. And I'll still put in to pay for it. See what I mean? Does that make sense? That way, you'd have a chance to say pay a relative who's had their retirement check cut month after month, and you could help them bounce back up. I think that would be a good option to do. I mean, yes, you're still paying in the system. You're not getting the direct benefit, but someone else is, and you get to pick, and that is the main thing.
I would
you
like
get
to pay,
pick.
Look, if somebody asked me to pay admin cost, I guarantee you it would make sense. Like I mentioned that 50 cents on the dollar.
Yeah.
So 50 cents on the dollar, so that pays for admin costs for the rest of my friggin' life.
Yeah.
I said, but I honestly think my money could be doing something different. I said, and I told you about communities. If you start putting a lot of, you put the putting the responsibility back on people and communities, people on a local level will figure out better solutions to their situations and predicaments.
Yeah,
because
they will.
One thing over here hell, I'll even put it this way. I don't think TVA has been good for Massachusetts. Mm-hmm. TVA is a federal government program that affects a bunch of honkies and rednecks, not in Massachusetts. But there's people in Massachusetts and California both that probably in their lifetime have paid a hell of a lot of money into TVA.
Yeah.
TVA, at one point, it should be funded and operated by the constituents that deal with it.
That makes sense.
And yeah.
Oh my God, wait, we're making sense. Oh shit.
And you could tailor make it for, different sets of people, the people who deal with it. Back to the post. It said, I think people like AOC and that group are focusing on an agenda that is so detrimental to our country. They are not being leaders. They are a part of the problem. And that's kind of tough words. It mentioned that her father is an American and her mother immigrated from Guatemala, which is a country.
Guati.
You guys know that. Coffee. Yes, as much as I could crack every joke, used to be big on coffee. I think that earthquakes lately. But the offspring of a small business owner, Lauf, described herself as a proud capitalist who grew up working in her entrepreneurial father's various businesses. And she spoke about her background. She studied at Miami University of Ohio, where she became, a lot of people know Miami is actually an Indian, it's an
Tribe.
Indian, yeah. Where she became,
Well, I don't know if tribe's the right word, but
it's actually a region.
yeah.
Where she became involved in the College Republican group, God, I'm screwing this one up, and served as a special advisor to the Department of Commerce after obtaining her degree in communications at the age of 20. In other words, she studied a bunch. I'm being nice. If you're 20 and you get a degree, it means you were early enrollment type stuff. If elected, she would become the youngest congressional candidate elected at age 26. Catalina Lauf is hoping to become a counterweight to New York's Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez. Oh, Lord.
Latina congressional cat fight.
The only thing hotter would be like if we had some type of libertarian running who like was a she had been like a swimsuit model, turned
CrossFitter.
It was like, and you're like, this is the best we can do. I was like, the knockout. Oh Lord. guys,
You're done.
Yeah.
You're done.
Bake at 420. Because legalize it. That's why. Oh, Lord, none of these jokes. Anyway, folks, yeah, stay tuned. I'm going to put her in the...
Bulldog Nelson.
Oh, yeah. I don't even know what she looks like. She could be ugly.
Oh, no. No, I would, so you would too.
Oh, even if she was like a 4 and was rough looking.
No, look her up.
Okay, I will.
Look her up after the show.
I'm just saying, you would be surprised. Like one day you run into a chick that doesn't look that great, and you find out and it kind of like you didn't want to tell your friend. You're like, oh yeah, I got laid the other night, and you're like, it was the best lay of my life, but you wouldn't tell your friends about it because she doesn't look good.
Yeah,
and what I call mediocre looking on a good day. Like you're a 6-pack into it, and she doesn't look any worse or any better.
Right.
But you're like, God, that was the best sex I ever had in my life. And you're like, you hooked up with a Victoria's Secret model. Like, man, she was nothing like that ugly chick.
Damn.
It's like, man, you know, it seemed like you had a good time. I was like, I'm thinking about this ugly girl I screwed one time. So she sucked her golf ball through a garden hose.
All right, Gunny.
It's the best I've ever had.
All right, Gunny.
All right, folks. Yeah, pay attention to Catalina Lauf and opioids and jokes about Jeffrey Epstein and Miley Cyrus eating dog shit. Fuck. No, I'm not even. It's sad I'm not even on drugs, guys, and just cackling like an animal. So
yeah.
I did want.
By the way, we're going to have to rename this podcast the Bald Bastards Podcast.
2 bald jackasses. Oh, I do have a listener from Alabama who left a comment, said 2 guys talking about stuff in a basement. Thank you, brother. I'll even put that dude's name in the show notes.
Why not?
Because I'm actually going to meet up with him one of these days. But I wanted to thank him. Hey, thanks, man. Oh, and by the way, feel free to subscribe. Hit that bell. Hit that bell. Hit that bell. Hit that bell.
Hit it. Hit it.
Hit it like it's going out of style, baby.
Choke it.
It's like a mediocre looking chick at a bar, man. You better hit it when it's still good. Hit the notification. I will try to put links to the article. Oh Lord, I'm trying to think of what else. Try to put that dude's name down there in case you run into it. Freemat podcast at gmail.com.
Gmail.com.
2 T's podcast.
MATT.
At gmail.com for hate email. Also, feel free to find us on Twitter. Freemat Podcast. At Freemat Podcast.
At Freemat Podcast.
I'm on Gab.
Gab.
I think it's...
You're on Gabby, what?
Free. I want to be on you, no. I want to be on you. Come on, girl. What do you call that? It's like slow talk, man. Come on, it's after hours talk. Come on, baby.
Very white voice.
I'm going to make you feel pretty. Come on, you know you want to ride the horseshoe. Come on.
Anyway.
Come on, girl. If you think you're lonely now, wait until tonight, girl. You know, that's a song. I forgot what it was. I woke up to that one time. Al Green. It wasn't Al Green, but woke up to Al Green one morning. I'm like, fuck, man. Got up and had brunch.
Is there any more spots you need to hit?
Oh, that's right, girl. I'm gonna hit all those spots.
I meant in your salutation.
No, guys. Live liberty. Do everything you can to be the change you want in your life. I got them both.
Doobie-doo.
Got them both. Get high if you have to. Smoke weed every day. Love one another. And spread those blessings where needed. And General Patrick Flynn, any closing words?
No.
All right. Hey.
No closing words this week. It's just be good to each other. We hate you. We love you. We hate you. We love you.
Take care of yourself.